Welcome back to the channel, guys. Ripple's XRP didn't exactly have the best day. It dropped another 2.6%, landing just under $2.20. But since then, we've seen a little bit of a push back up. That $2.20 drop was continuing a rough week for the altcoin. But keep in mind, it wasn't alone. Other major tokens like Dogecoin, AVAX, Solana, they also took a hit, each falling around 3%. So what's behind this wave of red across the altcoin board? We'll talk more about that in just a moment. BTCC is a crypto exchange where it's been around for 13 years, and if you want to use it, there's no VPN or KYC needed. You get access to over 300 different cryptocurrencies, and you have leverage up to 500x. Plus, there's bonuses, such as a 10% deposit bonus when you use my referral link down in the description below, and you can even get bonuses all the way up to $10,055. So if this is something that you want to research more, or if you're ready to get started, you can find that link down in the description below. All right, so XRP, it all ties back to the US SEC. The SEC announced that it's putting off decisions on all 7 pending applications for spot altcoin ETFs. That move immediately shook the market. Investors, already cautious due to ongoing regulatory tensions, seem to interpret the delay as yet another signal that the road ahead for altcoin ETFs isn't going to be smooth or fast. And while Bitcoin and Ethereum held relatively steady, altcoins with ETF ambitions didn't fare so well. Market data showed money flowing out of these tokens, pointing to a clear case of risk-off behavior among traders. XRP's 2.6% dip pushed its market cap below the $130 billion mark, erasing some of the gains it had picked up in late April. Thankfully, we are seeing that just slightly above it again. With this kind of regulatory limbo, it makes sense that many traders are choosing to reduce exposure to anything that might get caught in the SEC's crosshairs. But the ETF delay wasn't the only drama swirling around Ripple. Just a day earlier, Bloomberg had dropped a report that Ripple had attempted to buy stablecoin issuer Circle. This is the company that's behind USDC, and this was for somewhere between $4 and $5 billion. Look, that's a big move, but Circle reportedly turned Ripple down, saying that the offer undervalued their company, especially with the IPO ambitions ramping up. And that rejection couldn't have come at a worse time for Ripple. With investor confidence already shaken, news of a failed $5 billion deal only deepened concerns. After all, Circle is one of Ripple's key rivals in the stablecoin space, and the deal could have been a game changer. Circle's USDC is the second largest stablecoin on the planet, and Ripple recently launched its own stablecoin, RLUSD, to compete. So not only did the acquisition fall through, but the mere fact that Ripple tried to make such a massive move and was rejected gave the market the impression that Ripple might be trying to make up ground quickly. That urgency, paired with the rejection, didn't help the mood around XRP. While Ripple stayed tight-lipped publicly, it's clear the company is actively trying to strengthen its position in both blockchain payments and the growing stablecoin market. Now, despite the negativity, there is still some cautious optimism on the technical front. XRP showed some signs of holding its ground later in the day, bouncing off an intraday low of $2.19 and closing at right around $2.22. That slight recovery, up 1.33%, kept the price just above the 50-day simple moving average, which now sits at $2.19. That level is acting as a support zone, and traders are watching it closely. Also, the RSI is sitting at 53.83, with the moving average at 53. That gap, while small, is growing, and that kind of divergence can sometimes lead to a breakout. Volume is also holding steady at 6.73 million, hinting at some quiet accumulation, even if conviction for a rally isn't quite there yet. Looking ahead, a clear break above $2.25 could help XRP regain some momentum and make a push towards $2.35. But if that doesn't happen soon, XRP may risk another slide down towards $2.10. Still, the broader price structure hasn't broken down. XRP continues to form higher lows, which often means the bulls aren't totally out of the picture. So in short, Ripple's dealing with a 1-2 punch, regulatory delays on ETFs, and a failed acquisition that's raising eyebrows. But technically, XRP isn't out of the fight just yet. How the next few days unfold could set the tone for the rest of May. So I want to know what you guys think. How do you feel about this? Personally, I like seeing that we've got a little bit of a bounce going on for XRP on the new day. We'll have to see how things continue to play out. The biggest thing I personally am concerned about are these tariffs and the impacts we're going to start seeing in the United States as all of the shelves start to become more and more empty and the reality starts to set in that this does have a major impact on the economy. This is going to have a major impact on the daily lives of individuals that are going to buy things, as well as the different businesses, small, medium, and large. And potentially we're going to see that ripple into the investing market. And I think it's very likely, as a lot of people might be selling off assets to try and have cash on hand. The odds of a recession have increased, and the odds of a depression are still lingering off there in the distance. So it's, not as serious of a threat, but obviously the odds of a recession are something that should be considered as a much more realistic possibility here for the short term. Okay, so I appreciate you guys. Again, you can find that link to BTCC down in the description below. And also, I am now at 33 followers on Blue Sky. We're trying to get to 40. I'm at Crypto Atlas. It'd be great if you guys can drop me a follow. You find that link down in the description below. And thank you to my Patreon supporters. I do want to give a shout out to Samurai as well as Nathaniel. These are two new supporters that I have on Patreon, and I didn't get a notification apparently, and I just wanted to make a little bit more of a highlight. I really appreciate you guys showing your support for me. You can do $1. Honestly, really appreciated. Things have been crazy, and any support you guys can do with a like, $1. If you can't do $1, it's okay. Just watching my videos even, I do appreciate it. Thank you also to my YouTube members. God bless, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.